Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Today, we are looking at a very specific piece of hardware that actually solves a super modern problem.
Right, yeah, we're digging into the Kramer PN-6P-W.
Exactly, which is a 6.5-inch passive pendant speaker. And, for our mission today on this deep dive, we want to see how this thing blends industrial design with real acoustic engineering.
Because usually reading spec sheets is, well, it's just homework. But this one is actually fighting a war against modern architecture.
Oh, totally. You know that industrial chic look everybody
With
loves?
the exposed ceilings?
Yes. Those massive 20-foot ceilings in coffee shops or like converted warehouses. It looks amazing until you actually try to sit down and have a normal conversation.
Or listen to the music, yeah. It becomes a total battle between volume and clarity. Because if you flush mount traditional speakers way up high in that drywall,
You just have to blast the volume.
exactly, you blast it just to reach the floor, and by the time the sound gets to your ears, it is bouncing off the rafters, the exposed ductwork, and you just get this muddy, echoey mess.
Which brings us to the form factor. The whole pendant design.
Right, it literally hangs from the ceiling. They give you this 4.5-meter galvanized steel suspension cable.
And I was reading the install notes. They use a gripple fastener system.
Yeah, that is a huge quality of life thing for installers.
It's just toolless adjustment, right?
Right, you can just slide it up and down the wire. But acoustically, it means you can physically lower the sound source,
You put the speaker right above the listeners' heads.
bypassing all the HVAC ducts and noise. You win just by reducing the distance the sound actually has to travel.
It's super efficient. But they clearly cared about the visual aspect, too. That sleek white finish.
Oh, absolutely.
And the removable logo. I mean, that seems tiny, but architects must love that.
They do. Architects generally hate branding, cluttering their clean lines.
Yeah.
Removing it lets the tech completely disappear into the aesthetic.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting to me. Looking under the hood, the specs highlight a coaxial design.
Yeah, the two-way aspect.
Right. And for those uninitiated, this isn't just about saving physical space on the unit.
No, not at all. It is about creating point source audio. In a standard speaker, you have the tweeter up top and the woofer at the bottom.
So the sound comes from two different spots.
Exactly. And if you're sitting close, or at a weird angle underneath, the highs and lows hit your ears at slightly different times.
Which causes phase cancellation.
Precisely. It ends up sounding completely hollow. But with this coaxial design, the 0.75-inch soft dome tweeter is nestled directly in the center of the 6.5-inch woofer.
The polypropylene one with the rubber surround?
That's the one. So all of the sound originates from the exact same axis. As you walk under it, the sound profile never shifts.
It stays perfectly consistent. And speaking of that tweeter, there's a detail that really caught my eye. It is liquid cooled.
Which is pretty cool for a commercial speaker.
Right. Usually when I hear liquid cooled, I am thinking of a high-end gaming PC, not a cafe speaker.
Well, it serves the exact same purpose, heat management. If you run background music for 12 hours straight, those voice coils get incredibly hot.
And that changes the resistance.
Right, causing power compression. The speaker literally gets quieter and muddier as the day goes on. The liquid pulls that heat away to keep the audio crisp.
That makes so much sense. That's why the music at some places sounds terrible by closing time.
Exactly.
Now, because of that coaxial layout, this unit boasts a 108-degree conical dispersion. What does that actually mean for you as a listener?
Think of it like a floodlight instead of a spotlight. That wide 108-degree angle means you don't need 100 speakers to cover a room.
You just space them out, and the cones of sound gently overlap.
Right. You avoid those deafening hot spots and the dead zones where you can't hear a thing.
Makes total sense. Now let's talk wiring, because commercial spaces aren't just plug and play like a home theater.
No, but the Kramer unit gives you options. It supports your standard 8-ohm low impedance, but the big feature is the switch for 70-volt or 100-volt lines.
Which lets you daisy chain them.
Right. If you are wiring a massive retail floor, you cannot run thick copper wire back to a central amp for every single speaker.
The transformers let you string them together over massive distances with thin wire.
Without losing any power. And it handles 30 watts continuous, 45 watts peak. Plenty of headroom.
I also noticed it has a UL 1480A safety certification.
That is absolutely critical. It means it is certified for indoor fire signaling.
So if the fire alarm triggers, it becomes life safety infrastructure,
It guarantees the speaker will handle that signal reliably.
which is huge. Oh, and quick shout out to the eco-friendly monomaterial packaging.
Very practical. Saves the installation crew from separating foam and cardboard on site.
So wrapping this all up, the Kramer PN-6P-W is way more than just a hanging box. It's a highly specialized tool for fixing the acoustics in big, beautiful open spaces.
It solves the physics of open ceilings without ruining the architect's vision.
Exactly. So next time you are sitting in a coffee shop with those soaring open ceilings and the music actually sounds clear instead of like a garbled mess, take a second and look up. Physics is hanging right above your